Hello, everybody. Welcome to Global World GGW Sharks 31st event. It's crazy, but it's just been almost a year we are doing this event, and it's just skyrocketing every event we do. And today we are again supported and partnering with Tech Week, this time New York Tech Week at Anderson Horowitz A16Z. Now, and we are so grateful for their support and being part of this great Tech Week event. So they are asking that everyone is here to post these pictures, take screenshots, put it on Twitter, on LinkedIn, all of us. So tag Global World, Tech Week, so we can shout out in social media and make some noise around the world about that. Now, because today we have so many registrations, over 500 people registered, we will have some extra rules, and we will try to give a chance to pitch to more people this time. But make sure that you reach out to me or my team after the event if you didn't get a chance to pitch. Now, because we are very limited on time, it's just 2 hours event, I will do a quick introduction of Global World and the rules, the sharks, and we'll jump right into it. So, what is Global World? Global World is the platform that facilitates connections of investors with the right deal flow. So you don't have to waste your time on relevant founders, on relevant people. But for founders as well, you are overwhelmed with so many investors saying no. So no, it's time to actually take some control and connect only with those investors who are interested in your project. So the system we've built, the platform we built that facilitates connections with relevant investors by your criteria, so you don't waste your time on those investors who are not interested in you. With the power of the technology we have, this is possible. You as an investor or you as a founder, you are creating your own one-pager with your key information. Like investors have their investment criteria as one simple one-pager with just button apply for funding. They can share this with founders, so they apply, and then the system intelligently processes this deal and informs investor if it's a fit or not a fit, so investors don't have to spend their time on processing this manually, and it makes them more efficient. Same for founders, they provide information, most precise information that investors are looking from them, and investor either pass or connect, so saving time, making it simple and very transparent. Now, we also make sure that everyone who is joining the platform goes through a verification. So we have several steps of verification internally and also independent verification. And this is how we make sure that with whoever you connect, it's also a quality connection verified by us and independent people, and it's powered by our technology to make sure it's a relevant connection. Now, when we say it's powerful, we mean it, because we want to save your time. Right now, people wasting so much time on the relevant people. In fact, in my opinion, we all waste about 90% of our time on relevant people. It's not because we want that. It's sometimes the circumstances or lack of data. It's like that. So our technology in the venture capital space and for startups space is saving your time automatically, knowing your criteria on investors' criteria and startups' criteria, and the magic is happening on the back end. So when you are on the platform, you always see the most relevant ones first in order for you to connect with them and then proceed. So those who are not a fit, like if you're a founder, some investors not fit, you will not see them, and investors will not see those founders who are not in their criteria scope or just not a fit to them. Also, it's not just connecting founders to investors. Founders can connect to founders, investors can connect to investors, and it's powered by the technology. And we are giving you data. We are giving you transparency of what's happening, so you can actually make some changes on your profile, making some extra criteria that can help you find the most relevant connections first. And this is just the beginning, because we automated scouting, we automated analytics. So all your existing teams, already analysts and scouts, they will be 10x more efficient. And if you don't have one, you're already powered with one. Now, that's probably it. I will share I will share the link to Global World here in the chat, so you can register and start connecting to each other with the power of the technology. But the GGW Sharks, supported by Tech Week, is starting right now. This is the 31st event, and I'm super excited to announce the judges and our sharks. Today we have Team Liao from San Mateo, Arpit Garg from Los Angeles, Elena Gantvarg from Boston, Matt Waraich from Oklahoma, and he's currently at New York Tech Week, and Yuan Liao. He's based in Connecticut. So excited to have this amazing panel of judges, and this guys is gonna rock together with us on New York Tech Week. So I'm looking forward to get started. But before that, we're gonna discuss some rules, because we want to make this event incredible for each of us. And this is why I'm encouraging everyone to pay attention to the rules. So please keep yourself muted all the time during the event, except for investors. Because this is how we can make sure that everyone can pitch whatever they want to pitch without interruption. Raise your hand to pitch, and my team will make sure to put you in a list of those who is pitching. And you will have 2-minute elevator pitch plus questions. So if you are above 2 minutes, I will have a hard stop. If you want to be selected to pitch, you want to make sure that on your Zoom profile, you have a first name, last name, company name, and video has to be on. We want to make sure that's real people pitching. Now, we have very strict criteria for today, specifically because we have too many people. Who is going to pitch? New startups with evidence of sales. So we want to make sure that those who have sales will be able to pitch first. Then evidence of IP and a scalable business model. So if you don't have sales, this time, probably this event, we will ask you not to pitch, just listen, because those who with sales, they get a priority today. Now, respect time. It's a 2 hours event maximum, so we will have to stop. If you don't make it, you don't make it. So don't get upset about that. And GGW members who subscribe to GGW platform, they pitch first, and those who didn't pitch last time, they will pitch also with priority this time, because we promised them on the previous event. And when we promise, we deliver. If you don't get the chance to pitch today, don't get upset. Please email me and my team, and we'll make sure you will pitch the next event. We run this event every 2 weeks or so you will always get the chance to pitch. Now, this is an event where you also can network. We have investors in the chat. You can support each other. So this is not just about you and investor pitching. It's a network where you are supporting each other. And here in the chat, you can do that. So please do so. Exchange contacts, support each other. But I would encourage everyone, do not sell anyone in the chat, because we may have some strict rules on that, and some people may leave Zoom because of that. Now, it's how to make an ideal 2-minute elevator pitch. Just keep it as a story and get to the point of what you do. And of course, tell investors why you're unique. They don't want to see you just you on a competitive market doing something that everyone is doing, right? And tell the investors about your traction. If you pitched before, tell what has changed since your last pitch. And finally, let's make some noise, guys. This is a New York Tech Week and Go Global World and GGW Sharks 31st. We need to make some noise. So take screenshots, as I said again, and tag Go Global World, Tech Week, the speakers, and each other. And if you have any questions to me and my team, you can go on our website, goglobal.world, or you can email us at info@goglobal.world. Well, that's it. I'm going to ask the judges to present themselves. I'm super excited about today's event. And let's get started from Arpit. Arpit, please tell about yourself and your investment focus, and we'll go one by one to kick it off.
Hi, no, thank you so much for coming, having me here. It's very exciting. So I'm a general partner at a Boston-based firm called Erez Capital, and we are early stage investors between seed to Series A, writing checks between 200,000 to $1 million. The thesis of our fund is called what we like to say smart capital. So we have a team of 50 venture partners and people who are world-renowned scientists, world-renowned doctors, world-renowned bureaucrats, world-renowned venture capitalists, investment bankers. So we have a resource pool to help you build companies that you know, every kind of resource you can really think about. We have our venture partners together manage over $100 billion, and we have affiliations with Wharton, Harvard Business School, Harvard Medical, Stanford, and a bunch of other really high-profile universities. We also have corporate partnerships with World Economic Forum, LinkedIn, Microsoft. In fact, one of our venture partners is manages Microsoft's venture capital. So really excited to be here and see a bunch of these, all top-notch startups.
Sounds
In terms of
exciting. Great to
where do
have you.
we,
Huh?
yeah, but we also invest in basically AI, prop tech, med tech, and fintech.
Fantastic. So, and you can meet our Arpit at Google World Network. So, thank you for joining us. So exciting to have you. Matt, please go next.
Yeah, again, thank you for having me. Super excited to meet some of these great startups today. So, my name's Matt from Cortado Ventures. We're an early stage venture firm based out of Oklahoma City. We do focus on early stage companies, primarily pre-seed and seed, writing checks anywhere from about 250,000 to about 1.5 million. We like to stay in the range of investing in certain areas such as fintech, biotech, aerospace, ag tech, energy tech, and the manufacturing and logistics sectors. Um, you know, when people hear Oklahoma City, they might not think a lot's going on there, but it's a growing ecosystem. We have some great companies coming out of there, and highly encourage all the startups in the chat today, and watching from home right now, to definitely look us up. Check out what's going on in the ecosystem, because it's definitely on its way up there.
Sounds exciting. And Oklahoma City is definitely developing its ecosystem. I heard of this. I hear about this quite often. So exciting to have you, and thank you for joining. Really grateful for you being with us. Thank you. Tim, you want to go?
Hi everyone. So I'm Tim, currently based in Bay Area, San Mateo. So a little bit about Acorn Pacific Venture. So I've been here in the Bay Area almost 25 years. Starting from first generation Asian Americans. So we're kind of industry agnostic, but mostly I would say 90% B2B implication. And the current generation focuses mostly on B2B SaaS. And my personal actually focus is in climate tech. And we usually focus on deals, the deal size between like pre-seed round to A round and forward. So our first check will probably be $1 to $5 million. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And Tim already been at our previous pitch events, and grateful to have you again with us. And yeah, looking forward to hear your feedback to any startups. Thank you. Elena participated before. It's so exciting to have you again.
Thank you for having me. Hi everyone. So I'm with Flint Capital. We're based in Boston. We're early stage VC, mostly investing in seed and Series A. The check size for seed rounds is anywhere between a few 100,000 and $1 million. The check size for Series A is between 1 million and 5 million. We're generalists. There are a few areas that we're always looking at. Those include digital health, cybersecurity, fintech, enterprise software. We prefer B2B to B2C, but we have very successful B2C companies in our portfolio as well. Very excited to be here.
We are excited to have you. Thank you for coming again, and look forward to get started. Yuan participated many times at our event. It was so valuable. He was providing so much feedback, and we are excited to have you. And you're the one who is kicking off today's global session of GGW Sharks of 31st.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Thanks, Abdul. Thanks for the kind words. So hi, everyone. My name is Yuan. I'm from Hypertherm Ventures. We are corporate venture arm of Hypertherm, which is a global leader in industrial cutting. So we focus on investing in cutting edge technologies that could have applications in the industrial space, like things like robotics, industrial AI, IoT, climate tech, materials, additive manufacturing, like things that could be used for manufacturing, or other like industrial use cases. So we go from C to Series B. We look for that's kind of my background, but I generally enjoy meeting like all kinds of founders, like through the GGW Sharks. So like I look forward to it.
Thank you so much. And with no more waiting, I'm letting this show to kick off. And the first person to present today is Gary Kohn. Gary, are you ready?
Yes.
All right,
yes.
You got 2 minutes. Go for it.
Hi everybody. How are you? Nice to meet you. So my name's Gary. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Luxury Travel Hackers. what we do is leverage travel influencers and content to make vacations bookable on social media. Problem, 86% of all travelers across every generation except for boomers, which are my parents, are choosing their next vacation on social media. And then from there, they're spending 10 to 20 hours of research on multiple websites to build a trip that was just presented to them. Influencers are struggling to create sources of revenue from their travel and content. And so our solution is to remove that friction between the discovery and the booking, allowing people to book in an easy, seamless experience, and then giving influencers the ability to turn followers into customers through a white labeled booking engine that we build for them. How do we know this works? Because we tested it across our 15 Instagram accounts that we own and run with about 1.5 million followers. On the paid ad side, we had, crushed it. 30, our lead cost 30 times lower than industry standard at $3. We spent 18,000 in ad spend. We did 1.5 or 1.2 million in sales with 230K in retained revenue. We're venture-backed company and we're kind of crushing it right now. So that's it. We're in a current round raising money. Keep it short and sweet. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Dear investors, dear Sharks, do you have any questions to Gary? Anyone?
Okay.
Just a second.
Yeah, okay. We'll always have questions, I think. Gary, thank you for the presentation. So what are you raising today and where do you think it will take you? And just for me to understand the math better, what do you think, how do you, if I ask you, can you be a company that generates like 100 million in revenues? How do you get there? What needs to happen?
Yeah, we scale the influencers. So to give you an idea around how that scales out, right? So right now we have 300 influencers on our wait list with 80 million followers, which is a very small amount of travel influencers. At a 0.01 conversion, which is what we saw on the organic side, 80 million followers is a $72 million pipeline value in sales, right? And that just scratches the surface. So how do we scale? Our projections put us at over, $1 billion by 2028 in sales. So that's how we get there. The first part of your question, can you rephrase that again?
I was asking you, I assume that you're raising now. So I was asking you how much you're raising and where will this round take you?
Yeah, so we're raising $1 million. We're about looks like about 50% subscribed right now. And the round gets us to profitability where we're making more money than we're burning by Q3. And so we're looking at probably a Series A beginning of 2025.
Gary, can you talk a little bit more to the business model and exactly how you monetize these influencers?
Yeah, so we don't monetize the influencers, we monetize their followers on the booking. So we're building a booking engine essentially. So imagine if every influencer who's a travel influencer had their own Expedia page, right? With all of their trips, they're completely bookable on there. And we work the same way that any OTA would, where we make anywhere from a 13 to 15% commission on all of the trips that we sell. And then we do a shared revenue with the influencer where we give them 30% of that commission and then we keep 70%.
Interesting. Okay, thanks.
Yeah.
Gary, could you talk about the barriers to entry in this business and who are your key competitors?
Yes, I would love to talk about my key competitors. There's 3 of them. There's TrovoTrip. What TrovoTrip's raised $20 million. What they do is they do hosted trips by influencers. So for example, Janet, the influencer, is doing a yoga Bali retreat, and she wants to invite 10 to 20 of her followers to join her on that trip. It's a really good business model. It's easy to fill those spots, not scalable. Janet can only go on so many trips per year, and only so many people can go on that trip, and it limits the traveler to anyone who wants to travel in a group. Thatch is another is a platform. They've gotten about $5 million in funding so far. what they do is they're a platform where influencers can sell their itineraries in basically a PDF format for between $5 and $20. There's so many problems with that business model. I don't even know where to begin. Great business model 7 years ago, terrible business model now for a number of reasons. Plus, you've got, influencers are not, they're not going to be super incentivized to go out and like push selling their $5 itineraries when they're making a $2 commission on something. And you got to sell millions of those things to even make a dent in your revenue. The last company, TripScout. TripScout bought Instagram accounts in 2017 to the tune of about 30 million followers, right? So they would buy a tropical destinations account and then they would rebrand it TripScout Tropical Destinations. And from there, they would then, they raised another $11 million in about a year and a half ago. And they've introduced the ability to buy discounted hotel stays through their platform. Those are our three competitors.
All right.
I had one follow question based on the business model. How have you seen influencers kind of look at the pay split that they get between like the 30% that they gain on commission versus 70% the company keeps? I know Cameo has a similar business model where it's
Cameo.
Cameo.
Yeah, Cameo deals with celebrities. It's really different. It's like, it's a very, very different business model. We're more of like, think of more of like a marketplace or an e-commerce platform, right? So you have, for example, I'll just give you another statistic. Travel content is the #1 reason people follow influencers on social media at 62%, 15% higher than beauty and fashion, which we obviously know dominates e-commerce. It's made millionaires out of influencers. And so that's the area that we're going after. The average influencer, travel influencer, is not making any money on the bookings. The blonde abroad, she's got 500,000 followers, Kiki. She makes her money in her LinkedIn bio. You look at her LinkedIn bio, she makes money by selling travel tips and fine art prints. She's one of the bigger, travel influencers out there who's known, and that's how she's making her money. We're solving a big problem for them.
Gotcha.
All right. So the final question I have for everyone right now, are there any sharks interested to connect? Are you guys in or out? All right. So
I'm in. I'll speak after.
All right.
Fantastic. And you guys, by the way, connect both in Los Angeles, so probably you want to meet for coffee.
Yeah, well, I'm in Athens at the moment, but yeah.
Okay, so yeah, we gotta proceed. We will connect you afterwards. But thank you, Gary. The next person to present, and I'm gonna really increase the pace today because of so many people. Now, the next person to present is Apostolos Topsis. I'm sorry if I pronounce your name incorrect. Apostolos, are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, you got 2 minutes.
Okay, awesome. Hey, so my name is Apostolos. I actually also run an influencer marketing software platform. We're about actually making influencers money. So we have essentially identified a market of advertising being over 800 billion globally. Currently, influencer marketing is about 3% of that industry wide. And nano influencers, what we're really focusing on, which are the most abundant type of influencers, is about 1% of that market. Currently, every company is really focusing on brands working with big micro and macro influencers, 50,000 followers, 100,000 followers, 500,000 followers. It's really great, but that's not the majority of influencers. So how do we monetize the nano scale, the ones that have under 10,000, which are most of us also in here? So we've created a software platform essentially that connects brands with nano influencers at scale, making it really easy to really kind of execute whatever brand ideas they have. Nano influencers on average have about 8% engagement, which is about 5 to 10 times more ROI than the rest of the influencers. And currently, traction-wise, we're pretty new. We have about 50 clients that we're currently onboarding within the last month. We've been live and launched. Our traction is right now looking for 1 million ARR by the end of next 12 months. And currently, we have over 1,100 nano influencers. We're currently based in Toronto, Canada. and looking to scale out up to 10,000 within the next 6 months. Our ask right now, raising a safe of about $250,000, 2.5 million valuation cap with a 20% discount.
Sounds exciting right on time. So, dear Sharks, do you have any questions to Apostles?
Sure. I have a question.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, sorry. I was just kind of curious. Could you just walk us through the number a little bit more? Because you said you have like 50 clients right now. You're looking to get to like 10,000 in half a year. So like, how is that? What's your plan for that? Like customer acquisition?
No, so we have 50 brands that we're currently working on and currently onboarding, over 1,100 nano influencers, and we're only been in business for about 1 month. And so in 6 months, we'll be about 10,000 nano influencers.
Oh, 10,000 nano influencers. Okay.
Yes.
How many influencers you have right now?
Over 1,100.
Okay. Okay. That makes sense. Yeah. Thank you.
I'm curious about like how do you see the trend of influencers in the near between 1 to 3 years in terms of the forms or contents. So for example, like a more specific question would be, do you think that live streaming influencer will be a big thing in the near future?
Absolutely, yeah. So we currently are launched with Instagram. By the next 3 months, we'll have also TikTok implemented within our software platform, and then afterwards, it's going to be Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook, as well as LinkedIn will come shortly after. I think all platforms will have a meaningful kind of base for influencers. I think Twitch influencers actually are going to be growing, and you've seen now even Twitter implementing live streaming as well. My background, so I've been an influencer and I was a Twitch influencer for a long time. That's kind of my passion and why I'm able to do this business.
How do you see yourself competing with like a platform like TikTok? I've been seeing a lot lately of people planning trips, similar to Gary's company, whether they're going to find a restaurant that they want or finding a brand that they want to use or, going on vacation. The first thing I've seen people do, and especially Gen Zs, is they don't use Google anymore. They go straight to TikTok.
Yeah.
So are you looking more so to partner with TikTok, or would it be something that you want to be a direct competitor of?
No, so we're using TikTok as a software platform that our influencers are on. And it's a metric system. So we have access to the TikTok API that we use within our software system. So it's a two-sided portal where we're connected to all these social media platforms. Yeah, okay. We're the tool that connects the brands with the influencers to launch advertising campaigns, essentially.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right. Any more questions to Apostles?
Maybe I have a question. Like, it's also about the competition because, like, you mentioned that there is a significant market. The market size is there, but there are so many companies that that do this. So for me, I don't understand how can you build a sustainable competitive mode here, because it's not. I think it's not as difficult to sign up influencers on your platform because I mean they have nothing to lose, right? They will sign up to your platform and probably many others.
Yes.
So, but this is like the other side of the marketplace that is more difficult to scale, and with so many other players in the market, how do you compete?
Yeah, great question. So absolutely, influencers pretty easy to get. Our biggest differentiator is we focus in the nano space. Right now, there's globally 20,000 agencies that do influencer marketing. Majority of those are about they're just marketing PR agencies that do everything very manually. We built a software platform essentially that makes it really easy to connect to nano influencers. So when brands are going after influencers, they think, okay, let's get 2 to 3 that have 100,000 followers each, 500,000 followers each, and try and negotiate contracts and all that with them. Really cool, but their overall ROI on that and conversion rates from that audience is really, really, really low. And brands essentially are right now trying to find solutions to work with micro and nano influencers more. Right now, there's not a single player out there that does that. And we're the first ones at the market that have created this platform because we're not giving access to all the influencers, the brands up front, we're letting influencers choose who they want to work with. At the end of the day, our biggest focus and our bread and butter is small, medium business. So it's just pretty much a scalability play. And we're presenting ourselves as a SaaS product and a influencer relationship management tool for these businesses at affordable cost.
Yeah. And the final questions to the Sharks. Are you guys in or out to connect with Apostles? Anyone interested?
I mean, similar to Elena's point, I think that the market is far too saturated with companies. I definitely think that there is space to grow, but I personally don't see it being a venture backable company. So I don't think it's going to be the right one for me.
All right. One Shark is out.
I agree. I think I like to say I've seen other earlier like stage companies like trying to tackle the same the space now. I think I also like to just to play the devil's advocate a little bit. Just like I like to just that like the question I want to ask is like, why is nobody else doing this, right? Like you're saying nobody else is doing the micro influencer space. So what is the challenge here, right? I guess yeah, I think one of the questions like if are you gonna how much effort are you gonna spend on like acquiring each of these like big like micro influencers? Is that gonna be significantly less than like the bigger influencers, right? Like if that math doesn't work out, then
okay.
It's
your connection is dropping. We barely hear you and see you. Just be aware of that. But I think we heard your question. Apostolos, would you like to take this one?
Yeah. So essentially, we're really focusing on network effect as pretty much like as Fiverr is a platform where you have freelancers and small business owners. We have brands and nano influencers. So it's really in the network effect on the nano influencer side that's really unique to our platform. And that's why we're finding so much success and growth in the nano space, where other companies, as soon as there's any hiccups, they kind of just shift to micro and macro because it's more manageable. But our software platform kind of solves all those issues. I'd love to show you guys more after this of how that works.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
I would encourage you to look a little bit closer at some competitors though, because I think this is not the first time I've heard like people are trying to tackle the same problem.
Okay.
Thank you. So thank you so much, Apostolos. If any of the Sharks would like to connect.
One last thing I wanted to add. I know that it was kind of generally I hope you didn't take it as negative feedback. And one message that I really wanted to get across even before we started, but I feel like this is probably the perfect time to say it, is that just because, you have a number of people here, investors on the panel saying, X might not work because of Y, and, you shouldn't be doing this because it's too saturated or too many competitors and that. You guys are relatively new in the business, and if you said you only started a month ago and you've already got that number of brands associated with you and micro influencers, it seems like the traction's there. So definitely keep pushing forward. And I personally hope that you prove all this wrong.
Will do.
Yeah, fantastic. So thank you so much, Apostolos. Keep working on it. You're doing great. And if investors say no, you should prove them wrong. All right.
For sure.
Thank you so much.
Thanks so much.
Thank you. And the next person to present is Seth Goldstein from Zeus Lab. Seth, you ready?
I am.
Okay, you got 2 minutes. You may start.
Hello, everyone. I'm a professor of computer science at Carnegie Mellon and co-founder at Zeus Lab, which is bringing a comprehensive currency as a service to the market. We started in 2021 with a mission to fuel economic growth in communities and bring equity to capital markets. Our service allows an organization to issue their own monetary instrument, essentially a branded digital currency, and have it circulate in their community. Our currency as a service decreases transaction costs and increases economic activity, resulting in more community wealth. Our system uniquely combines payment and lending in a single platform. For example, a municipal government could use our platform to raise money for a new fire truck by issuing a town-branded digital bond. The town reduces its costs for raising money. The residents benefit because tax rates stay lower. People can hold their town branded digital bond and earn interest, or because we integrate payment and lending, they can also use our wallet app on their phone to spend it at local merchants. This has a huge benefit since spending at locally owned merchants versus online or at a chain store can result in keeping more than 68 times as much money flowing in the local community. Local merchants get the additional benefit of lower transaction costs and increased business. Our service can be used by many types of organizations, universities, nonprofits, businesses, even a farmer's market. Examples of branded digital currency include gift cards, community currencies, municipal bonds, small business loans, even meal plan points for a university. Our pilot launched in Pittsburgh. This winter, it will be deployed in New York. In order to address this multi-billion-dollar market, we're looking to raise seed funding of $300,000. Join us in this movement to build stronger communities and greater financial inclusion. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Right on time. Appreciate that. All right, dear Sharks, your
My
question.
pleasure.
No, you go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, thanks. Yeah, sure. I just want to know about I want to learn more about the current situation. So, can you tell me a bit like how do you address the gap of of your ideal scenario in the current situation, and how do you address that? And also, I'm just curious, what's the average, or what's the limit of the transaction size for your digital let's say municipal bonds?
So right now we're considering the sub $10 million municipal bonds, either general obligation bonds or the leasing type bonds. The municipalities get to avoid having to create a QSIP or whatever, and instead of just solely looking at private placement, they can both do private placement and sell it to their local community. That also decreases the risk, so they can lower the interest rate that they have because the organizations that are doing the private placement foresee that the local community is buying into it. Your first question was the gap between.
Yeah, like currently, like those municipal, organizations are like they're offering, like municipal bonds for investors. So what makes your product better than the current situation?
So essentially, they get to do two things. One is they get to sort of have another avenue for selling it, and reducing the costs that are involved in doing a placement. The other is that because we integrate payment and lending in our platform, when somebody in the community buys this municipal bond, let's say $50 worth or $100 worth, not a lot, but they can use it to spend at local stores that are willing to accept it, or use it to pay their sales tax or their parking tickets. And so we integrate this whole thing by closing the loop. Any dollar that's spent in the community is essentially brings twice the value to the community, because the city got the money for their fire truck, they're spending that money, that's US dollars, and there's this community bond essentially that's circulating like currency in the city.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
How's the sales process so far, like selling both like to the government side and also the small businesses? Like
that is a really good question. I'm a technical guy. My co-founder is a business person, but we really need a marketing person. So we're looking for that as well. We're talking with a couple of the municipal bond placement organizations and some of the banks like Key Bank and Capital One, which do a big chunk of this leasing business, and we're still breaking into that. Right now, our pilots have been focused on community currencies and small business lending.
So I'm trying to understand the concept a little bit better. So, during your initial pitch, the first thing that came to mind was crypto liquidity pools, and this essentially could function as a cryptocurrency, for lack of better name. So, a platform like Binance USA, how do you think that your idea of a token stacks up to what's already in the marketplace?
Okay, so unlike look, the back end The back end is a distributed public ledger. So we use that for doing things like putting ratings on the ledger so people can see that, but we're not, we don't actually handle any money whatsoever. We take a 1% transaction fee, or we take a flat rate fee, depending on the arrangement. Each token, we want to call it tokens, and we generally don't talk about the crypto nature of this at all, is backed by the issuer. Okay, so it's not one token that's flowing around. It's like, it's farmer market tokens or Sharpsburg bucks or, this kind of thing. So it's a slightly different arrangement, and the users of this don't have to have any crypto intelligence at all. It's just like, it's Venmo. It's on their phone. They use it to make a payment. We're integrated with some point of sales to make everything easy, to reduce the frictions on the merchant side and the consumer side.
All right. Are there more questions to this founder? Okay. Are there any sharks interested to connect with Seth Agasina? Okay.
I think I think I might need to understand it a little bit better and kind of learn how the back end works. So I think it'd be good to connect. I know it falls outside of Cortado scope, but being in the Web3 space over the last number of years, I'd be interested in seeing how it might function, and maybe I could be of some help somewhere.
Fantastic. Awesome. One shark is in.
I mean, I didn't go into any of the technical details at all, so I'm happy to talk.
No worries.
About that.
Congratulations. Are there more sharks interested to connect?
Yeah, I would love to connect. I think my biggest concern or something I will learn further is about like the flying wheel effect. How do you create that? Create a demand and supply together. What's the operation? What's your plan for that? Thank you.
Great.
I'm curious to learn more because it's outside of my scope, but I might be able to see if who else might be interested.
Congratulations, 3 sharks are in. Fantastic. So well done. Thank you for your presentation, Seth. We're moving on. And the next person to present is, according to our plan, Amit Sikdar. Amit, are you ready?
Yeah.
All right, you got
ready.
You may start.
Hi, everyone. So I will just come straight to the point. I'm the co-founder of Hush Express Freely app, which is an anonymous social media platform. So most of us had moments where we wanted to say something against a popular opinion, wanted to seek advice, or just needed to vent. But we kept those thoughts, feelings, and questions bottled up for the fear of being judged or ridiculed by our family, friends, and co-workers, because they are the ones usually that we are added into our social media platform or we meet in real life. That's where Hush comes in. And Hush users stay completely anonymous to each other while interacting locally or globally via posts, replies, DMs, and groups. We don't require you to create any account or login or password. You can choose to create a profile, but it is completely optional and none of the information can be uniquely tied to your identity. We launched 7 months ago and have acquired 42,000 users from 150 countries without any paid marketing. Our average engagement time is 1 hour per monthly active user, and a lot of activities happening on the platform. Please do check out the app. We are on iOS and Android and have plans to launch a web version as well. Now, all this is fine, but the key question is, are we making money? And the answer is yes. Currently, we are generating revenue through ads, covering 70% of our infrastructure cost. We have started working on implementing the secondary stream of revenue and have plans to introduce several more as the user base keeps growing. We aim to generate nearly $40 million in ad revenue alone by the end of third year, a realistic goal in terms of what has been achieved in the past, the tools we have at our disposal now, and the geographies we plan to target. And finally, in terms of
that's a really interesting platform. My first question is, how is the content moderated? Because if everybody's anonymous and there's really no barriers there, especially no like KYC process or know your customer process, I feel like it might get a little sketchy, no?
Yeah, it does get a little sketchy. And getting sketchy is the reason that why we Like me, myself, and my co-founder were the users of similar platforms in the past, some of which went bust, one of which is still surviving and has gone really downhill, like from 20 million MAU to 1.8 million MAU till date to as of now. And we left that, we started our platform as the first lines of defense. We have a machine learning based content moderation model. I myself have a background in data science and machine learning. So we are using the current OpenAI based tools that we have available through APIs for content moderation. Second level, we have a human moderation queue. And at the same time, now we have around 300,000 posts on our platform. We have started building an in-house machine learning platform, which we can use in future, and we can remove our dependency from the market available tools.
This is really interesting because I have to admit, like, I have a I have a lot of guilty pleasure with using these anonymous apps. So I guess it's interesting to hear that like you're already generating revenue, because I think one of the challenges, rather look at the predecessors like Yik Yak or a lot of these like anonymous apps, their biggest problem was monetizing, right? Like I'm curious how that has been going for you so far. And also so like they tackled the moderation piece as well, but like I think I still have some more questions about like having a truly global platform, how the quality of the conversation is going to be like versus like building like something around certain communities, certain like psychologists or like things like that, like having certain restrictions of access so that you could have more like meaningful conversations. How do you like approach that?
So let me start with the first part around the monetization aspect. So as you rightly pointed out, Yik Yak never was able to successfully monetize their platform. They closed their platform, came back, quickly sold it off to another company called Steam Chat or something, which focuses on college. And it's no longer anonymous because now you have to sign up with your college email ID so they can track every movement and all that. Now, the only one platform which was able to successfully monetize, which I was a previous user of, was Whisper, where things went really downhill. As I pointed out, they were kicked out of both the App Store a couple of times in the previous year itself, and they had data breaches and other issue. So we are using a similar model as the first line of revenue, where we are generating revenue through digital ads. Now, for the second line of revenue, it's a freemium kind of model where we have implemented social currency in the app, and we are in the process of building features which will be dependent on those social currency. And in case you are in lack of those social currency, then you can buy currency packs from our website. And these target certain key features that we have noticed as user and as founder of this app, where people like to use like disappearing chat messages, sending pictures to each other in DMs, or using pictures as background of their post on the app itself. So we are going to tie these with the social currency, which you can purchase in form of pack. Now, in the third and fourth form, there is content licensing, which Whisper still does. There is brand partnership, which Whisper used to have, but then it lost because of the content moderation issues that Matt pointed out. And then there is in-app games, which people love to play, especially on iOS platforms. So there are several such monetization opportunities which come into play at a scale.
Yeah, I mean, I guess these are all possible options, right? I'm more curious that like, why would these strategies not work on these predecessors and it would work on you? Like, what's the difference here?
So the difference in terms of right now, it's a blue ocean space in the sense the Whisper is only one left and it's crumbling. You can like download the app and you can immediately see all the illegal content it is being posted and the reason it got kicked out. I will not go into the detail of that. Like I pointed out, Yik Yak no longer is anonymous. Secret went burst because of the internal issues with its management team. So there is no one right now in this space left. Actually, for the past couple of years, there is no one in this space.
What about 4chan? This sounds dangerously close to 4chan.
4chan, Reddit, these are all web-based services. They never had a viable app format focused on like creating a local and global community. And I specifically mentioned the local part because when you download our app and you play with it, you will see there is a local section where you can connect to posts and users specifically around your location from 5 mile to 50 mile radius. And you can like filter it down and make it narrow. So that feature people really love to use because they want to connect with people who are in the immediate vicinity of each other. And people actually have been meeting in real life through our app after having a chat, because usually when you are chatting anonymous, you are more frank, more open, and you often connect better in terms of without having preconceived notion or prejudged based on your appearances
Okay.
and other factors.
We gotta
So
move
one
on.
of the
Yeah.
So one of the problems I've seen in a platform like this is very high churn rate, because people log onto a platform like this, they don't like opinions, they post something and they get cyberbullied and they leave. And churn rate generally goes into, reducing your return on average spend. So it creates too much volatility in terms of how much you're spending on ads acquisitions versus your ads revenue. And when your ads, people spending on the ads come in and see those really high volatility in terms of your IC and those costs, it takes away. It's a downhill slope from there, right? So
Not
do you track
necessarily.
track your churn rate?
Yes.
What is your KPIs look like? What is your ROAS looks like?
So right now, we have, like I said, we have not been running any ad. We didn't do any paid marketing. We have reached to 42,000 users just through word of mouth. In terms of churn, we have so far noticed very little churn, as our monthly active user to weekly active user, weekly active user to monthly active user ratio has been nearly 30 to 40%. In terms of volatility that you mentioned, in terms of getting the ROAS, that stays true only till nearly 400 or 500,000 people when the network effect starts kicking in. When the network starts kicking in, then more people starts coming in rather than how much you are spending on the ad. So far, what we have noticed that the problem is with the awareness itself, that people don't know that we are there in the market as a viable alternative where people can go and vent without being like having to disclose themselves. Once people get to know our app, they are actually joining in hordes. So right now we are in the process of working with several universities in India. We are in the process of launching competitions, which will be again another organic method of getting people on board.
Okay, the final question I have to the Sharks. Is there any Shark interested to connect with Amit? Are you guys in or out? Thank you so much, Amit. If any of the investors would be interested to connect with you, we'll let you know. We'll confirm. We will connect.
Thank you.
Thank you. And we're moving on to the next person to present. That is Brittany Salas. Brittany, are you ready?
Yes, I am ready. Hello, hello. This has been a tough panel. I've been thickening my skin this whole time, so I'm like ready to go. All right. So hello, I'm Brittany, the founder of Nix Carbon. And after 10 years in climate policy and investment, including spending the past 3 actually trying to sell carbon credits, I built Nix Carbon to unlock the market for carbon removal and biodiversity. So buying carbon credits in advance, it can be risky, which is why there's actually only a few companies who can afford to do it. But in reality, it's one of the few ways that project developers can actually get the financing needed to launch new projects. Nix Carbon is a lending platform that removes the need to buy or sell carbon credits in advance. The platform connects project developers with debt finance for a fee while reducing transaction costs for lenders. We have 2 pilot partners, are in discussions with lenders, and just launched our MVP, which analyzes key data points across the value chain to give lenders like banks and corporate finance departments access to a new and growing asset class. Nix Carbon is tapping into the global carbon market of 95 billion with applications in both compliance and voluntary markets. Our team is made up of myself, and we have a full stack developer with a background in finance who used to work at Morningstar, plus our front-end developer, Aaron, who comes from the metaverse with experience in generative AI. We're looking to connect with lenders who are interested in getting early access to our new data layer that helps assess project developers as part of our pilot program. And we're raising 2 million with room for 1 fintech investor to fill our round. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Right on time. Appreciate it. Yeah, Sharks, your questions.
Hi, Brittany. I'm just curious. I've been talking to a lot of like carbon market players. I'm just very curious. How to secure the quality of your carbon credits and how to do a due diligence of that. And and also who are your your targeted clients to buy the carbon credits on your platform.
Yeah, so the targeted, we're not selling carbon credits. We're sitting at a different spot in the stack. So imagine you need early stage project finance to then start selling carbon credits. That's where we would come in and connect these project developers with lenders like financial institutions or mid-sized banks who would like to lend to these project developers, but don't necessarily have the data to understand the complexities of this specific market. This type of data comes down to questions like you asked. Who are the, what's the process for verification? What type of methodology are they using? How are they tracking the sale of these credits? So by bringing that together in one clear profile, it decreases the actual transaction costs for lenders who spend less time doing the diligence on these project developers, and it can actually make it profitable for them to then lend them money.
Thank you.
Anyone else?
Okay, then I'll ask follow-on questions. So, what are the key metrics or data that lenders need to know from for those potential carbon projects?
Yeah, so anything that would help them assess whether or not, like how viable the project developer is at making revenue. So these are project developers with not one specific project in one region, but rather do they have multiple projects across, the global, let's say Southeast Asia, global South, so South America, Africa, and how is that risk diversified? On top of that, are they, have they ever sold credits in advance prior to actually looking for this loan? Do they have some form of cash flow? What types of credits are they selling? So is it just carbon credits? Do they have an upcoming plan to start selling nature credits or biodiversity credits that are also applicable? Is it more compensatory revenue? So essentially they're working within regulation to do mitigation work for different companies. So it's like this type of format that really helps create a better risk assessment of these project developers.
Thank you.
Do you have?
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. So do you have any subsidies from the Department of Energy? So I know the carbon credit market has over $3 billion per year subsidies for businesses like these. Have you tried approaching them for basically free money on the table grants?
Yeah, so subsidies, Department of Energy, no. We're working predominantly with project developers who are focused on nature-based solution. So for them, now there's a pretty big gap in access to finance. We're pretty much selling forward credits is the only option for them at the moment. So we're really trying to tackle that and unlock the market for them. So they don't have to get to the point where they're just hoping that there's, the one apple that will take the risk to buy their carbon credits in advance with a new methodology out there.
Where are you based out of, or at least where's the company based out of?
We're headquartered in Delaware. I'm in Los Angeles, or in the LA area, and co-founders in New York. Sorry, lead developers in New York.
All right.
It sounds like your ability to scale depends on your access to the good quality project developers and projects, right? Do you see that as a challenge for you to kind of scale in the future?
Yeah, so the reason that there aren't a lot of quality project developers out there, or maybe developers selling lower quality credits, is because it's so expensive to get quality carbon credits certified. So by providing the early stage financing, developers now have the resources to go through the process of creating a high quality credit. So it's like, instead of selling a credit for $3.50, they can essentially get the funding ahead of time, go through the process of creating a solid $30 credit, which is predicted to reach $100 credit by 2030. And this way we kind of unlock the market so that there isn't such a shortage of high quality projects out there. If that makes sense.
All right. Seems like this is the time when we ask a question like, is there anyone wants to connect with Brittany? Who is in, who is out?
It's an interesting concept, but it kind of falls out of Cortado's scope, so I don't think we'd be able to be of much value to you.
Thank you.
Yeah, so I think the name of the game in this market is, how do you create prediction around the pricing of the carbon credit market? So I worked in LI low income housing tax credit markets before. So if you can tap into the Department of Energy federal funding, it takes half of your load off the books in a way, in free grants. I have several contacts in the Department of Energy. So if you're willing to work on that, we'd love to engage further.
Yeah. So
One Shark is in. We'll connect you. You can talk. Yeah.
Sure, we'd love to learn more.
All right. 2 Sharks are in. Congratulations. Anyone else? All right. Thank you so
It's out of our scope. It's out of our scope, but I'm personally fascinated. So like, I really enjoyed this. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So we will connect you after the event. And thank you so much, Brittany, for great presentation. We're moving on. And the next person to present is Jacek Sidzina. Jacek, are you ready?
Hi, yes, I'm ready. Thank you,
Exciting.
Daniel.
You may start.
Yeah, thanks, Daniel. So as you mentioned on the beginning, it should be about the story. So, in the world of golf, there's a journey that transcends the greens and fairways, and it starts with passion. My golf passion began with the love for the game in early 90s. 20 years later, 10 other sports in between, I started actually to play golf, but then got some injuries. And my name is Jack. I'm founder and CEO at Albatros Golf, which began with that love passion. And it wasn't just about building an app. It was about revolutionizing the way of amateurs approach the game. We envisioned a tool that marries cutting-edge AI technology with the sheer joy of golf. Our mobile app is more than just a GPS guide. It's actually a virtual golf, a mentor that deciphers every nuance of the game. From tracking performance to offering personalized training programs, it's like having a golf pro right in your pocket. And what sets us apart is our swing analysis. Using computer vision and machine learning, we delve deep into swing biomechanics, providing insight that not only refine technique, but also predict potential injuries, which is most important in the game. It's about playing smarter, safer, and better. And it doesn't stop there. We are not just the tech company. We are a community of experienced golfers and actually people with exits already. And it's a testament to the power of lifelong passion turned into a groundbreaking business. Today, with nearly 10,000 shots analyzed for our cutting-edge machine learning model, we're on the cusp of major launch in just 2 months. With allocated resources already for the grant, we're based in Europe, and we received the grant to acquire 5,000 initial users. Our current fundraising goal is 1 million to scale our product to the vast US market, and also to leverage our grants, 1.5 million that we already issued. And we want to have an experience in golf with Albatros Golf. And thank you. That's actually my story.
All right, fantastic. Dear Sharks, do you have any questions?
My question is actually about growing the company, scaling, because I've seen the companies doing something very similar, and some of them have been very successful actually, and it was high accuracy. They could predict, it was high accuracy, and they were selling to larger soccer clubs, was significant deal sizes, but yet it was very difficult to scale beyond, let's say, 10 million. They were able to build some initial traction, which was okay, but it was difficult to scale.
Okay, so I liked your questions, like 3 startups maybe ago, how we can scale up to 100 million ARR. So actually, we need to have 1 million paid users or our subscription model to have 100 million. So it's below 1% of the market, because there's over 120 million amateur golfers in the world playing the game. And since COVID, it boomed 46% year by year. So there are very, very long tail numbers in terms of newcomers. And our actually model is based on a subscription from freemium to premium. So between $7 and $14. But actually, frankly, we started with B2B model because we are partnering with Warner Brothers Discovery as a European official partner in terms of golf and media coverage. So we're just ahead of starting the mobile app in the stores, but actually we started our funnel with B2B. And yes, we plan to use B2B to C model to leverage our sales, to grow our sales. And also there was a lot today about influencers. Yes, we are working with micro influencers and PGA Tour Pro influencers to get our product in marketing more available. And but also we are hackers, the YC hackers, and we built our PLG strategy model to also scrap data and to outbound using AI. Actually, so we already have machines to use unpaid growth.
Let's see if there are more questions from the Sharks.
Okay, please.
Jack, could you elaborate more on the pain points you're trying to address? Thank you.
Okay, the main pain point is injuries. 88% golfers in the world have some kind of injuries from the golf swing, and this is actually also my story and my colleagues, that we were struggling with injuries. The golf is second sport in the world that is the most complex in terms of biomechanics. It doesn't look like that, but trust me, and you've probably heard a lot of stories from Tiger Woods, but also it's struggle from amateurs. And this is our main differentiator, because computer vision analyzes, thanks to camera in the mobile phones. And this is one. And second one, we are moving more towards fitness area. So we are doing, let's say, Asana Rebel for golf or Freeletics for golf, because we will personalize trainings based on actual data. So if any of you play golf, you will have opportunity to play golf on 40,000 golf courses in our app. But most important that we are fitting the training programs based on the strengths and weaknesses of a golfer.
Mm-hmm. I think this is a pretty interesting play, especially going forward. I think you might have some avenues to explore with healthcare professionals.
Yes.
Yeah, and I mean, like, contrary to my own horrendous golf swing, I've been playing over the last few years, and when it got really popular over COVID, I think the market's only, it's growing bigger, and with professional athletes now in the off season putting such an emphasis on golf, I can definitely see the market growing quite a bit. I'm intrigued to see how the B2B play works. I think that there could be, like I said, a lot of promise in the healthcare sector. B2C is, it's probably a lot tougher play, just because, amassing 1 million active users is no easy feat. But I think it's super interesting what you have there.
Yeah, we actually want to address B2B. We already have marketplace MVP ready, but first we want to start with mobile app, and it will be the starting point in our funnel. And B2B to work with healthcare professionals, the tour professionals. So any B2B partners to actually use the users from our app to go through the funnel to the marketplace and then e-commerce to close, the full 360 user experience, right? So this is the idea behind the Albatros Golf.
All right. Are there more questions? All right. Is there any Sharks interested to connect with Jack? I guess
I'd be super interested in connecting and learning more about how the B2B play would grow.
Fantastic. Congratulations. We'll be happy to connect you after the event today and tomorrow. Anyone else? Okay. Thank you, Jack. Appreciate your presentation. Good job. And we're moving on to the next person. And you know what? I just want to say that we've just made it through the first half of the event. It's super exciting. I want to say, everyone, thank you for that. And just take a screenshot of the event or something and post it on Twitter or LinkedIn and shout out about this event, because it's a New York Tech Week. Now, the next person is to present is Luke Campbell. Luke, are you ready?
Yep, I'm ready. Thank you.
Go for it. You got it.
Awesome. Hi, everyone. I'm Luke, CEO and co-founder of a company called VXT. Basically, attorneys spend half of their time at work on paperwork that comes from calls, messages, and meetings like these. So law firms use VXT, a virtual lawyer, to make calls, send messages, and host meetings. And we give them a whole bunch of legal specific automation to help them with that paperwork. So we're vertical B2B SaaS. We've got 165 customers, 1,045 users. We operate in the US, UK, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, and South Africa. 6-month average LTV to CAC is 8, and product usage has grown 20% every single month since we launched 2.5 years ago. That's 20% every single month. We're raising 1 million USD on a 10 million post money cap. We've already signed 560K. Thank you very much. That's me.
Thank you very much. And dear Sharks, do you have any questions? Who wants to start?
Yeah, could you talk a little bit more about the product itself and how the platform works?
Yeah, so a good example of a use case is, so a whole law firm will use VXT. So all staff members will kind of use VXT on a daily basis. They might say an attorney might use VXT to make a call with their client. And just one of the things we might help them with is, say, helping them to record their legal advice and save their billable time from that call, so they're able to capture more revenue. So that's just kind of one example of how it might work. So our customers have made more than 1.5 million calls using VXT since we launched in March 2021.
What are the exit potential here? Like who would be interested to acquire your company?
Yeah, so we've had acquisition interest a bunch of times since we launched. There are other communications companies that have come to us to acquire us. Some of our partners in the legal space have offered to acquire us. So those are like, say, legal practice management systems. We received acquisition interest from one of them recently. But to be blunt, we're not interested in an acquisition. The market is enormous. There are millions of law firms around the world, and we generate a significant amount of revenue even from small businesses. So our ambition is to IPO.
Sounds exciting. There's a IPO potential. Any more questions? Okay. Are there any sharks interested to connect with Luke? All right. Thank you, Luke, for your presentation. Fantastic, phenomenal work. If any of the investors would be interested, we'll connect you. Please share your GGW profile in the chat. And of course, we have more investors in the chat. Please network and share your details in there. And we're moving
Thanks a lot.
Thank you. We're moving on. And the next person to present is Neil Takar. Neil, are you there? Are you ready?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can.
Very good.
Go for it. You got 2 minutes.
So I want you to think of a computer. Right? Imagine the hardware is 1980s, completely antiquated, but the software is 2023, latest and greatest, pristine. Is that computer going to work properly? The answer is, of course not. And whereas we understand this from a technology standpoint, we tend to forget it when it comes to the mind-brain connection, specifically where the mind is the software and the brain is the hardware. And what I mean is we have a booming behavioral health market. We have a pharmaceutical industry that makes lots of psychiatric medication. We have a personal development world that's booming, and even a fitness industry where everyone's talking mindset, mindset, mindset. And yet we forget about the brain. And that's the problem that we're here to solve, is that when your brain is working against you instead of for you, any type of transformation and progress in life is impossible. My name is Neil. I'm the founder and CEO of Evolver. We are a brain health CPG and coaching platform that is raising $1 million for our brain health centered company. And so right now we have 6 products on the market. We have 5 brain health based supplements. We have a neuro based coaching program, and we are now expanding into functional foods as well as various other brain related products. So we've done over 5 million in lifetime sales with 2.2 million run rate for 2023, with 70,000 projected for our MRR by the end of this year. We have 80% gross margins averaged across our products, and we're now looking to expand our distribution, expand our product line, and scale this to the next level. So we're looking for aligned investors to help people evolve their brains so they can evolve their lives. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Right on time. I really appreciate every founder who is doing this right on time. Appreciate that, Neil. Dear Sharks, large opportunity. Any questions?
How do you define and measure brain health, and how do you how is the efficacy like, and then also what's the process, how are things going with the FDA process, right?
Yeah, great question. So there's multiple, so I'll answer one by one. So as far as the FDA side of things, when it comes to supplements, they're not FDA approved. It's for food and drugs specifically. And so since we're CPG in terms of functional foods and supplements, that hasn't been a problem. Now, as far as, like our manufacturing process, we are in a CGMP certified facility and such. And so our manufacturing process is fully compliant. In terms of efficacy, next year, we do plan to run a pilot study for our stock formulation for our CPG. In terms of our coaching product, we are taking neurotransmitter metabolites through a urine test for each of our customers. And then we're going to measure them by the end of the coaching program. And these tell dopamine, serotonin, acetylcholine, cortisol, and various other hormones and neurotransmitters. And then from that, we're going to be able to tell, if our coaching program works or not. Yep.
Neil, it's good to see you again. Great pitch. It does seem like a very interesting platform. I would be interested in kind of keeping along and kind of following the journey. It is a little bit too early for us right now, but definitely interested. And other fellow panelists, encourage you to do the same.
Really appreciate it, Matt, and all your communication help. Seriously, thank you.
Matt, I didn't get, do you want us to connect you guys or not? It just was this.
Oh, no, Neil and I already connected.
Oh, you are.
So we've spoken in the past, but I said, encouraging other panelists to connect.
Thank you.
Neil, you're a great storyteller. I was wondering, where do you see the main value prop of your platform? Will it come through the supplements, selling the supplements, or the whole analyzing and coaching around it?
It's a great question. And so the answer is going to be, as far as scalability, is going to be through the supplements. The coaching, so the biggest thing is this, what I've realized is that supplements are great. They really are, especially ours. I stand by them, right? But in terms of creating a holistic transformation for a person, supplements alone won't do it. And so between the free content that we put out, the roadmap that we provide to people, as well as the coaching, that will be the holistic solution. But in terms of penetrating the market and reaching scale, the CPG is going to be the lion's share of revenue.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Are there more questions for you? Arpit, your mic is not working. So
yeah, every meeting that's at least once it happens. So, so Neil, great product again. Great to see you. Have you considered? You might want to consider partnering with some of the influencer matching platforms that were presented before. Yeah, but I think really solid market. I see this market growing very rapidly again. So it was a boom back in the 2015, which sort of slowed down, but now I see that triggering back again with people staying at home after COVID and starting to do this whole wellness studies coming from Carnegie Mellon and other places. So we'd love to stay connected. Yeah.
Absolutely. All
right. So are there more questions to Neil? Okay. Is there any sharks interested to connect with Neil? So Arpit already connected, right?
Mm-hmm.
You'll connect you?
Yeah.
Okay.
And same with Matt. Yep, I'm already connected. So
anyone else? Fantastic. Neil, thank you so much. You're a great story. Yuan, you had a question?
No. I was just gonna say, I don't know if I could help as an investor, but personally, I would look forward to following this because, I see myself using this. Like, I could imagine having a brain that works, right?
Yeah, let's connect you if you think that it could help, Neil.
Yeah, let's definitely connect. Absolutely.
All right. So 2 sharks interested to connect. Fantastic. Well, thank you, Neil. Great story. We're moving on. Appreciate that. Keep working on that. Keep nailing this. And the other presenter is, just give me a second, Sujay Suresh Kumar. Sujay, are you ready?
Yes, I'm here. Thank you so much.
Fantastic. You got 2 minutes. You may start.
Yeah, thank you so much for this opportunity. I'm Sujay. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Lilu, where we build tech-enabled products to make postpartum care more comfortable and pain-free. When my co-founder Adriana and I met at UPenn, we were appalled to discover that breastfeeding moms are severely underserved and outdated technology has failed to help moms overcome the challenges of breastfeeding, leading over 75% of moms to stop exclusively breastfeeding within the first 6 months, well below the current recommendations to breastfeed for 2 full years by the WHO. That's why we're building a platform of products that make breastfeeding more efficient and sustainable. We're achieving this with 2 key complementary product lines. First is called the Omni Breast Pump. It is the ultimate wearable breast pump integrated with our patented breast massage technology to help moms pump up to 55% more milk. And second is the MilkSense Smart Bra and app to constantly track and monitor breast health and provide moms with powerful analytics and actionable insights to help them improve their lactation, physical, and mental well-being. We have validated the technology for Omni through our MVP, which is a massaging pumping bra, and we have over 230K in sales from over 2,500 paying customers. Additionally, we have achieved some key milestones to set up for success. We have 2 granted utility patents in the US and 1 in China. We've achieved FDA Class 1 status, established a robust supply chain, developed relationships with key distributors, and built a network of over 300 lactation experts who now know and trust Lilu. With our traction and existing product roadmap, we are set up for success for an exit within the next 5 years. We're raising a seed round of $1.25 million right now to launch the Omni and the MilkSense product lines and hire for key roles on the team. We actually just launched a WeFounder campaign to also open up this round to the community. We're backed by NSF, SOSV, Latitude Ventures, among others, and we've been covered by leading publications like TechCrunch and Forbes. I hope you join us in our mission to make a real difference to the lives of millions of moms around the world.
Thank you very much. Right on time. And everyone, Sujay said that they launched the WeFounder campaign. We always try to support founders, so go on their website and just support them. So maybe that will help them raise sooner. That's what.
Absolutely. I'll drop the link in the chat.
Go
so thank you so much for that.
The investors, do you have any questions to Sujay?
Yeah, not so much a suggestion, but one thing that I do want to point out is so Cortado Ventures, we do currently have a company in our portfolio called Myri Health that does specialize in postpartum care for mothers as well.
Absolutely.
You know, and not so much on the investment side, but I think there could be a lot of synergies between the two of you. So would be happy to connect you
100%.
both, and I'm sure both of you be able to benefit from that.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Thank you so much. I'll reach out to you.
Great.
We will connect you. Absolutely. Anyone else?
I didn't quite get your business model. So how are you monetizing this? And what are you spending?
Thank you so much. Yeah, I didn't mention that. So firstly, with the products, obviously we're going to be targeting direct to consumers to gain that brand awareness, which we've already done with the MVP. We're going to continue to do that and scale that up. But at the same time, breast pumps right now are mandated to be covered by insurance. So we're also working with distributors, medical device distributors called DMEs, to get the medical device side of things to the product as well through insurance providers, and it's going to be fully subsidized. And then on the app side of things, the smart connected device side of things, so that's going to be either partially covered, like depending on the claims that we're able to make with the smart bra. If again, in addition to breast milk tracking, there are a slew of other features that we're able to add as well, which will require clinical trials. But that's the future. And then for the app, we're planning a freemium subscription model for basic lactation insights through a free version, and then additional insights, key insights that we're able to capture using powerful data analytics, using a subscription.
Okay, sweet. So one of the companies we have at Erez, the founders of those were chief operations of United Healthcare, and one of the guys who was on the governing board of Kaiser. So I think there are very strong synergies there as well. Would love to stay connected and learn more. And congrats on all your, achievements with FDA and class 1 approval and the patents. I think you sound pretty well along the way. So would love to stay connected.
All right, 2 sharks saying congratulations.
Yeah. Those will be incredible connections also. Thank you so much, Arpit.
Thank you. Anyone else have questions or would like to connect with Sujay? All right, Sujay, thank you so much for the presentation. Great job. And share your details here in the chat as well. We have more investors.
Absolutely.
Yeah, thank you. And we're moving on. The next person to present. Thank you. Lyubov Artemenko, go to you. Lyubov, are you ready? Hello, Libor. Company go to you. Okay, so Libor,
Yeah, here. Yes, hello.
you got 2 minutes. Go for it.
Yes, thank you very much for the opportunity to be here. Really appreciate it. So my name is Bob. I'm the co-founder at GoToYou, and GoToYou is an AI-powered platform for EV charging management and operations. Our solution is the response to one of the biggest problems on the market. Currently, 1 out of 5 EV charging sessions fail, which means that EV charging infrastructure is unreliable and unpredictable. That's why we created that solution to deliver a seamless EV charging experience with comfort, confidence, and simplicity. So GoToYou brings on the market AI-powered dynamic reservation technology. That means that drivers of the electric cars can book the EV charging stations in advance and simply forget about the range anxiety. Our algorithms are powering monitoring, prediction, and optimization of the whole EV charging process. And the results? We help to boost 2 times higher the utilization of the EV charging locations. So who are our customers? Our customers are the charge point operators in retail, hospitality, workplace charging, residential charging, and energy utilities. We are completely hardware agnostic technology, so we are already integrated with the major manufacturers of the EV charging equipment on the market, over 30 different brands. So that's why we scale really fast. Currently, we provide access to over 400,000 of chargers globally, and we grow really fast, over 70% quarter over quarter in revenues. So how do we make money? We generate revenue by selling our software as a service to the charge point operators and taking transaction fee for all the payments that go through the platform. That's really great results that we deliver with our team, who are the experts in automotive and EV charging infrastructure development. We have over 9 years of the industry before starting the GoToYou business. And with the team, we went through the number of incubators, accelerator programs. Our investors are Techstars, ABBL Ventures, and ABB Technology Ventures. And again, Sharks, Daniil, thank you so much for this opportunity. Happy to answer any questions that you might have.
Great presentation, right on time. Appreciate that. Dear Sharks, this opportunity is for you. Now, what's your question?
Yeah, so I have several questions. First of all, would love to know like who have you partnered with, because I assume that you're going to if you can make a reservation for charging stations, that means there's some people who are not on your platform might be excluded, right? So wondering how to get your partners, and how does that affect the market, and also wondering, is there any hardware components in your product, and what's the ratio in terms of cost?
Yes, thank you, Tim, for this question. We are completely software technology, so we do not rely on any hardware to enable the reservation technology. That's the beauty of our tech and the algorithms that we are powering to really make the dynamic reservation technology possible. And now, great question about how do we work with other players on the market. I'm very happy to share with you one of the most recent announcements that we've made working with Parkopedia, who is one of the largest providers of the parking data to all the major OEMs in the world, right? So we are working with Parkopedia, other third-party providers who really can make sure that the reservation is really running on top of the data that you can find on different platforms. Right now, you can see the mapping of the charging stations, for example, through Google Maps, right? But there is a really big problem. You basically, every time you have to gamble if this charging station is going to be available, and can you actually charge there? So here's the real problem, and we help to solve that with our software technology.
I have a question around, how it kind of differentiates from the software that Tesla has out currently. So as a Tesla owner, I know that and again, I'm not very well versed in this space, so excuse any silly questions that these might sound like. On the Tesla's screen, it shows how many chargers are available, average wait time, and with Tesla's new partnership with Ford, do you think that that's going to be taking away from your market share? or potential market share, at
Yes.
least?
Thank you, Matt, for this question. Actually, the idea to make GoToYou came to me and my founders when we were driving Tesla. And we saw all these chargers on the Tesla map, and we saw that, okay, at this hotel, there is a charger, it's available. We're planning our route, and we're actually driving to this hotel. And the moment we actually arrive there, the charger is already occupied. And the problem with real-time data, you're right, Tesla is solving that. Yes, it's showing that the charger is occupied or is available. But because charging takes time, 30 minutes, 2 hours, right? That's really important that we bring these prediction algorithms into the EV charging market. And while understanding when the charger is available, how long it will be available, and if it's occupied, right, how long it's actually going to be occupied, we can deliver these great results to the EV drivers. And I'm really hoping that you will try GoToYou solution, and next time you're traveling, you really enjoy your experience.
Any more questions from the Sharks?
I'm also sorry. Yeah, I'm also curious about the competition. Could you guys hear me?
Yeah, you're breaking a little bit, but I think.
Tell us more about your competition.
Yeah. Can you hear?
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm also curious about the competition, because I think, when I looked into the space, there's a lot of softwares, right? Like, they're trying to do the same things, like, helping drivers find the charging stations, helping like charging stations optimize their sessions and their occupation rates. It's a lot of white label ones, like, people just download a whole bunch of apps, like, whatever is most convenient for them. There's very little loyalty, right? Like, everybody's trying to get onto, like, partnerships, like, there's a lot of I guess the question is, how do you how do you stand out, like, in this like, in this space? Because it doesn't seem like there it is like too, like, too much differentiation, like that's like really intelligible right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Yuan, thank you for this question. The market is booming, so of course there are more and more players who are entering this space. So first of all, on the tax side, GoToYou is the only platform on the market that brings the dynamic reservation technology. So that's the first thing that really differentiates us. Unlike our competitors, not only we help to monitor the chargers and organize the billing for the charging sessions, we really help to predict the utilization of the chargers down to the minute, and then optimize this utilization with our algorithms that include dynamic price setting, location-based marketing tools, and the list goes on. And I'll be really happy to share more of the information about that. The second differentiator is that we work directly with the manufacturers of the EV charging stations. So we are not just looking for the operators on our own. We're working with the manufacturers so they can bundle their hardware together with our software, and we can penetrate the market really fast. Our investor is one of the biggest manufacturers on the market on the global scale at the moment, and this is exactly what we are doing with them. And the third differentiator is proprietary data. So there are lots of proprietary data that we are getting from controlling the chargers, knowing exactly what is happening on the charger side, and then combining that with lots of data from the thousands of users that our platform is handling.
Okay, thank you so much. And the final. Okay, Arpit.
Yeah, so I think congrats on your partnerships with the hardware companies providing those. I think the name of the game is being able to source that data directly from the point of start. So we have, in fact, some of the companies I've invested in personally are in the business of setting up those stations and asset management of those. So we have a tie-up with the second biggest hardware manufacturer in the world, electric charging. So we'd love to connect and talk more.
Of course, happy to connect.
One shark is in. What about the rest of the sharks?
Right.
Anyone else?
A little more. How do you build a barrier of entry? when your product scale and evolve?
The product of the point of entry for the competitors, or
yeah, it's like anyway, I think like I just want to like I'm happy to get connected, and I just wanted my further question.
Sure.
Thank you.
Yeah, so it's really that technology that helps us to power the EV charging stations is on the tech side, but from the business perspective and go to market strategy, that takes a lot of time and resources to really integrate with each and every manufacturer, each and every charging station that they bring on the market, and to ensure really good and seamless connectivity. Lots of manufacturers are doing the cybersecurity assessments, so that would take our competitors on average 1 to 2 years to accomplish the results just on the business side. So we are very much ahead of the game, and we already captured a very good share of the market, and with our speed, 70% quarter-over-quarter in revenue, you can imagine that we are growing really fast, and we would love to work together and achieve even better results.
Thank you so much. Anyone else except for Arpit would like to connect? So Tim, you also said you will connect. Yeah, two sharks actually.
Yep.
I think your approach is correct. Like, this is like a super fragmented market. Like, going with these partnerships like do make a lot of sense. But unfortunately, I think this is also what a lot of other people are trying to do. So, and some of the competitors are a little bit more like further ahead, and they might have more funding and more traction, more partnerships. So that might be something to watch out for. I'm happy to chat more after.
Sure, happy to chat after.
All right, so two sharks interested, and Yuan, you're not connecting here, right? Okay.
No, I'm happy to chat more after.
Okay, fantastic. 3 sharks interested.
Yay!
Great presentation.
Yeah, I'd be interested in learning a little bit more. I do have my reservations about how I think similar to someone's comment previously about how competitors might have a lack of a barrier to entry here. But I mean, we can definitely talk more about it.
Thank you so much. So, and the question is to Elena Gantvarg, do we have a jackpot today or not? So you're probably not interested yet.
No, it's outside of our focus area, so probably
no problem. Thank you so much. But I always have to ask, because the jackpot is something you look for.
Of course.
Thank you both. Great job. We're moving on.
Thank you, Daniel. Thank you, Sharks, and we'll see you very soon.
Yeah, it's every 2 weeks. Now, we are approaching the end of the event, and so we have a few people to present today. And next person is Aditya Dhruva from Factorial. Aditya, are you ready?
Yes, I am. Can you hear me?
Go for it. You got 2 minutes.
Awesome. Hey, everyone. I'm Aditya Dhruva, co-founder and CEO of Factorial. So we are a B2B SaaS startup headquartered in SF, and we drive fan engagement in sports and entertainment. 83% of sports marketing executives today agree that data silos are negatively impacting their business. This, coupled together with disjointed tools and high cost of integration into the ecosystem, is resulting in significant fan churn, reduced revenue opportunity, and operational inefficiencies. The impact can be seen. 74% of all fans are frustrated with the generic and non-personalized communication they receive from their teams. Factorial solves this problem by unifying fan data, marrying it with an omnichannel automation, and together with deep insights about the fans in an all-in-one single window experience platform. And this is custom built for fan engagement. Our industry-first AI-driven fan maturity model automatically segments the fan base based on millions of interactions across all touch points in real time, so that this helps teams nurture more super fans and drive hyper-personalized targeted communication. This results in class-leading fan engagement rates, increased revenue, and less churn. Our pre-built ecosystem integrations like ticketing platforms, data warehouses, social media, etc., are also giving our customers a much faster time to ROI. saving several hundreds of hours of integration efforts and costs. So when you talk of outcomes, our platform has delivered 2x growth in superfan base, industry best blended engagement rates of greater than 50%, a greater than 10% year-on-year incremental sales, while also reducing TCO. We are proud to say the Jacksonville Jaguars NFL team, the United Soccer League, the Stripers, Aviators, and the world's largest music label company are amongst our esteemed clients.
Your past time?
We are about 60K in ARR and raising 1.5 million in our seed round. Happy to take any questions.
Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Dear Sharks, your questions. Anyone would like to start? Matt, would you have any questions?
I don't have any questions around the platform in itself, but I would be interested in learning about how you can expand your partnerships. The Jacksonville Jaguars, that's no small accomplishment, so congrats on that. How do you see yourself growing in that space?
Yeah, so our growth is predominantly now led by league-wide deals. So we are in touch with few leagues already in deeper discussions that should materialize over the next quarter. So we are looking to essentially grow 4x ARR over the next 12 months. That's our forecast. And the expansion happens not just in terms of the teams and leagues, but in terms of geographies and in terms of add-on subscriptions. So we are on an annual subscription model. So on a per fan, we basically charge each of the teams.
Thank you very
And
much.
then how do you differentiate Factorial from other omni marketing channels?
Great question. So our industry-focused approach is definitely a significant differentiator compared to the cookie-cutter approach of the generic platforms like our MailChimp and Eloqua and so on, because they are not able to really provide the fan insights that we are able to provide. And each of the teams really spend thousands of hours and tens of thousands of dollars just to integrate them into their ecosystem. So that gives us a significant time to market and insight leverage.
I'm also curious about your targeted customers. Is it like some IT consulting firms, agencies, or corporates directly? Thank you.
So our customers are all the sports teams and the entertainment businesses. Like I told you, the world's largest music label company is our customer, the Jacksonville Jaguars, Aviators, and so on. So that's where we sell into the marketing teams primarily. Those are the buying centers influenced by the business intelligence and the ticket sales teams. And the agencies are also our partners in going after these teams.
All right. And the final question we have, because we got to move on to make it on time. Are there any Sharks interested to connect with Aditya today? All right. Thank you so much, Aditya. Appreciate that. Great job. Keep moving. Keep working on that and share your details here in the chat, especially your GGW profile. So because we have more investors here. And yeah, we are ready to move on. Thank you for your presentation.
Thank you, guys.
The next person to present is John Wall from MeCare. John, you ready?
Hi, everyone. Yep, ready to go.
You go for it. You got 2 minutes.
Awesome. So on my desk right now is our healthcare system's best defense against the #1 killer of mankind, chronic disease. Do you want to see it? Well, everyone, I give you the Band-Aid. How are you feeling right now? Maybe a little bit confused. Well, imagine how our founder felt when his dad, Harry, who struggled with multiple chronic conditions like 68 million Americans, fell and broke his hip across the world from him. Harry began a cycle of Band-Aid treatments that never addressed his underlying chronic conditions. And after 6 months, Harry was gone forever. Now, today, with 75 cents of every dollar we spend on healthcare going towards treating chronic conditions that the CDC says are 80% preventable, that's over $1 trillion that we waste every year. So at MyCare, we believe that everyone deserves to live the life they choose without worrying about their health as they age from the comfort of home. And that's why we're building the operating system of home healthcare needed to tackle the chronic care crisis in 3 Ps. The first is perception, where MyCube, our hub and our only hardware, collects 70+ data points from third-party devices each minute at home. Prediction, where our AI engine generates health scores and early warnings across the physical, physiological, and psychosocial areas of health. And then lastly, prevention, where Monica, our conversational AI health coach, helps providers to personalized care at home, supporting older adults to self-care and manage their chronic conditions at home, extending their health span. So far, we've collected over 1 billion data points from 6.5 million hours of care with our over 40 B2B customers. We've cut their care delivery costs by over 50%, doubled their staff effectiveness. And for Sodexo, one of our big customers, we cut their clients' days in hospital by 87% on average. We sell annual platform licenses to senior living, home care, and post-acute and primary care providers. And we're piloting in the US now with the help of AERP as a portfolio company. We're a team of 20 experienced AI pioneers, healthcare entrepreneurs, and smart people from MIT, Cambridge, Stanford, and more. We've raised 4 million already and partnered with Microsoft too. And now we're raising 5 million pre-Series A with a lead investor already to build out more of a two-sided marketplace to connect older adults to personalized services at home. So don't just stick a Band-Aid on the biggest crisis in healthcare. Join us, and together we won't just leave a legacy, but live a legacy to be proud of. Thank you so
Sounds
much.
exciting. GGW Ventures, very interested. So yeah, dear Sharks, your questions.
Do you have, like, sorry, I didn't understand. Do you have any traction today? Do you have any paying customers today? And
Yes,
if
yeah, we have
yes,
40
like,
B2B customers.
sorry?
Yep. And so we have 4 NHS hospital systems, 24 municipalities, so housing communities, and then 10 private home care and post-acute care providers in the UK. And we're piloting currently with partners in Boston area, also San Francisco, in private pay home care and senior living in the US. So we're a UK-based company entering the US. And we met before earlier in the summer, Elena, through the Age Tech Collab for ARP. So I know that you're maybe looking at Series A.
Sounds familiar, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, fantastic. Yeah, are there more questions to this founder? We have one left. So is there anyone interested to connect with John? They have exciting solution and excellent team. Seems like a great opportunity.
I'm just curious. Are you fully a software company? Are you working with any IoT, like smart home kind of solution? And what's your product margin? Just curious.
Yeah, I'll start with the margin, 69% today and climbing because we are that SaaS platform. The only hardware we do is MyCube that integrates across various other IoT and telehealth kind of device point solution providers. We're NDA protected in conversations with Samsung, for example, Sony, Nestle, big corporate kind of global device manufacturers and digital therapeutics providers. And so we're building out that marketplace, plugging in through our engagement system on one side, and then of course the data collection and wisdom generation in the AI. So we're an AI company first and foremost, but we needed a way to integrate across the point solutions that are out there. And so that's why we have MyCube.
Thank you very much. And the final question I have is who is willing to connect with John? Who is in and there to connect? Team?
Yeah, I would love
to. I'd be interested in connecting as well.
Team, Matt, fantastic. Anyone else?
I'd love to connect as well.
Yes.
I think at Erez Capital we have a pretty strong team of people with connections into the global health systems. So I think there's some synergies there.
Okay. Anyone else?
John, like, yeah, I'm always interested to follow up. We do require to see some traction in the US, so I didn't I didn't understand whether you were already there or not yet.
Yeah,
but
so piloting in the
feel
US.
free to circle back anytime. Yeah.
Yeah,
does mean we connect
you?
Does mean we connect? Yes, it's for connection. Yes or no? I just didn't get it.
We're already connected, right?
Are you?
Yeah, we've connected before. We're a little early for Elena, but we can follow up and keep in touch for later rounds.
Thank you. And Yuan, final question to you. Okay, thank you. John, appreciate that. Great job for moving on. And the final presenter for today is, just let me see what is, okay, it's Irakli Chikawa. Irakli, are you ready?
More than ready.
All right, you got 2 minutes, go for it.
Thanks. So can sending one single photo save over 400 pounds of potato harvest? Oh, yes, it can. But before that, imagine a country without doctors. Now imagine 200 countries without doctors. That might sound scary, but that's the reality in agriculture, where over 80% of the farmers worldwide don't have access to agricultural consultancy simply because it's not available in their region. After spending over 10 years and consulting over 100,000 acres of land, our team came to a great discovery. In order for a Spanish specialist to consult someone in South America or a French specialist to consult someone in Africa, they don't need to physically visit the land. And all this can be done online just by sending photos, videos, and analysis. And here's Agronect, a telemedicine for agriculture, agricultural expert marketplace where farmers get consulted by top agronomists online. And just because it's online, we can keep the cost of consultation 20 times cheaper and faster than in traditional ways. We collect 15% from each consultation, but deep inside, we are a data company collecting and utilizing this data to make agriculture more sustainable and profitable. We started last year, and we already have paying customers from over 8 countries. We are fundraising right now, and we'll be more than happy to connect with interested people. Thanks.
Thank you so much. And this is the final presenter for today. Dear investors, dear sharks, what's your questions?
Can you talk a little bit more and maybe walk us through how the platform works from start to finish? So what type of questions would be asked? What type of outcome is the farmer hoping to get? Where are they saving? Where are they spending?
So we're trying to keep it as simple as possible. So all farmer has to do is collect the information or describe his orchard, what the problem he's having, and then provide videos, photos, analysis, every single data that he has. And basically, he's trying to find the specialist based on 2 criteria. One is crop he's farming, and second is language. The rest, the agronomist or specialist are quoting back to farmer then that they can solve the problem for $20, they can solve the problem for $100, and then farmer chooses the expert based on experience, based on the quote, and based on everything else. And the rest is a WhatsApp, where in the chat, farmer gets consulted by agronomist. They choose to have one-time consultation, a seasonal consultation, a year-round consultation. So the rest depends basically up to them.
Thank you very much. Are there more questions? Are there any investors interested to connect? Are you guys in or out? That's a final call for today. All right. Thank you so much, Irakli. Great presentation, and I love your blogger sightings, looking fantastic. We are closing the session, so appreciate the presentation, and I'm putting back myself to the stage. Hey guys, we nailed it! Really amazing job, everyone. I'm so excited to make this a great event, and I think we're already buzzing somewhere in social media. So don't forget to shout out everywhere on Twitter, LinkedIn, and tag everyone, and especially tag Week at GoGoVo World. I really appreciate every feedback and every question you guys raised as investors to our founders and founders. Thank you for making this amazing event and challenge us with your great solutions. So GoGoVo World is the place where we connect founders and investors. We are trying to build you a platform, a place where you can network, safely find each other, verify people, and yes, we make events like this one to help you get connected. So I hope this event went great for you. I know some of you didn't make it. We will make sure you get a chance to pitch next time. And this time we are closing New York Tech Week. Thank you so much for actually making it happen for us. We've got over 500 RSVPs. And with that, I want to say thank you to all of you. And I would like to ask our judges, our sharks, to close this session, to share some final words of wisdom, whatever you have in your heart and mind to share with entrepreneurs as your final say, your final feedback, whatever you want to say. Yuan, you want to go first, and we'll go one by one to close it, and then we let everyone go. Yuan?
Yeah. It's been a pleasure to. Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Can you hear me? Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. It's been a pleasure today. Yeah. Thanks so much for all the pitches and the patience of to answer my questions. I think it was it has been a really good I've always enjoyed these. I think one of the things one thing that I saw a couple times today is like when people talk about the competition, I guess if there's any words of wisdom is I mean, when people say there's no competition or everybody tried it before and failed, that doesn't necessarily sound like a good thing, right? Like, so that's so I think, looking at how you're going to realistically stand out, it could be something like more people could spend more time to figure out, when pitching.
Thank you so much, Yuan. It was great to have you. And Matt, was a lot of feedback and questions from you today. Thank you so much. Yeah, whatever you want to say, we are hearing.
Yeah, it tends to be one of my downfalls. Talk a little bit too much, so apologies to my fellow panelists. I think all I had to say, I said previously already. To the founders that we did kind of choose to go forward with and speak with outside of the panel, big steps. And those of you who didn't get the results that they were hoping for, doesn't mean anything. I personally hope that, again, I hope you guys prove everybody wrong on this panel. And I'm sure you guys are going to go on to great things. And again, thank you, Go Global World, for putting on this great event.
Thank you so much for coming. We're always happy to have you. Thank you. Arpit, you want to go next?
Yeah, sure. Thanks for having me here. Very, very impressive in startups, and seeing all these entrepreneurs making so much strides in all these competitive markets. Generally, just something to share. When competition is one of those things that increases revenue but decreases profits. So finding your particular niche in a lot of markets that we spoke about that have very strong industry tailwinds right now, I think that's one of the best ways to do it. But even despite competition, having those VC partners or other strategic partners who can open the doors for you and capture the market share early, I think that can go a long way. But again, VCs have a specific criteria for investment, so it's no determinant, resonating with Matt's point. So keep going and keep working on your product, and I'm sure all of you guys will do very good job. So
I love your feedback.
It was fun.
Thank you so much. Exciting. Thank you for all your questions and feedback to entrepreneurs. Very valuable. Looking forward to see you again on our pitch events. Elena, Gantvarg, looking forward to hear what you're.
Yeah, I was on a panel a few weeks ago at Boston University, and one of the students asked me, do you occasionally say no to startups? And if so, do you regret it? And I said, it's not like we occasionally say no. We say no in 97% basically. And yes, we do regret very often that we said no to some of them. So please don't feel discouraged in any way.
Thank you so much. Yeah, the other day, one of the investors said, okay, we said so many no's to you, but okay, make us regret that. Prove me wrong, So this is the job of entrepreneurs. Yeah, we hear a lot of no's from investors. That's fine. That's part of the job. It's part of the game. But yeah, we are there to actually make their minds, change their minds. Thank you, Elena. Always great to have you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Team Liao, you are closing this final session of our New York Tech Week, but no pressure, make it fun. Whatever you have on your heart and mind, we are there to hear it.
Sure. I think all the judges before me has pretty much covered most of the major points here. I think this is my second time here, and I think the platform is getting better, the quality, the overall quality, and also all the pitches. So quite impressive. Congratulations, Daniel. I think my only suggestion for founders is that because there's no slide in this pitch, only 2 minutes without slides. So better you just tell us what product you're doing, and then what's niche, what makes you different, right? So for example, a lot of people talk about KOL platform, and this is actually very easy. Comparing with hardware companies, IoT companies, it's an easy to entry kind of market. But then which kind of customers, which kind of KOL, and how you're going to cater your platform to this kind of KOL is the key thing. We would like to listen, and we'll definitely have more questions. You have to pick our interest, and then we'll have follow-on conversations from that. So just my personal 2 cents. Thank you.
Amazing. Love this feedback. Everyone, thank you so much that you shared so much love and feedback to our entrepreneurs. Thank you for coming. I've shared the link to a feedback form, so anyone who wants to share your feedback about our event, we listen, we read, so please do so. And RSVP to the next pitch event that will happen on November 3rd. We will have a new panel of investors, and yeah, so this is how we, every time we nail it, we try to give you as much opportunity to connect as possible. We already have about 15 or 20 entrepreneurs connected with investors today. And so yeah, thank you so much. Have a great rest of the tech week, and looking forward to see you again. And of course, connect on our platform as investors and as startups. Take care and have a great the rest of the day. Take care, guys. Thank you. Bye.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, everyone.